hours a night are you supposed to sleep?
We're told 8, right?
8!
8. And why is that, Evan?
I'm glad you asked.
Yes.
No, actually, so the 8 hours of sleep came out of the Industrial Revolution. So when people first came to America and they settled in cities, and then they ultimately started to migrate into the Midwest and the West Coast to farm and ranch, they were on their own natural circadians. But as the Industrial Revolution kicked off and more people came back to the cities to work in like the steel mills and construction and all those type of things, basically what corporations needed to do was incentivize a way for people to break down their entire day. So it was 8 hours of work, 8 hours of family time, 8 hours of sleep. So you've got 3 times 8 is 24. But here's the interesting thing, is that sleep cycles are actually about 90 minutes, pretty consistently about 90 minutes. So you can't do 8 hours divided by 90 minutes. It's actually like 5.333 hours. We'll talk about sleep inertia in a second. So one of the things that we really tell people in kind of prepping for healthy sleep is know which one of your 90-minute sleep cycles you need to be in and then work backwards from there. We'll get to that in a second. The snooze button. That's a big one.
Oh, that's a huge one for me.
Yeah, those are bad. Those are really, really bad. That's called sleep inertia. And so what happens is, you're in the middle of deep sleep. You've got a great dream going on because you took complete human deep sleep. I don't know what your great dreams are, but mine usually involve you and, well, we'll just cut that from there. And so, so you wake up like blah, 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 and then you hit the snooze button and then you go back. Well, so you got cortisol, just to get you out of bed, but then you go back and so your melatonin switch starts to turn back on to get you back into that snooze. Well, and then same thing, blah, blah, blah. So now your body's just so confused. It's melatonin, it's cortisol. So sleep inertia is something that happens when we hit that snooze button. Don't do it, right? Like if you know that you have to be up at 5:30, wake up at 5:30. And
not just wake up, but actually get out of bed.
Get out of bed, yeah.
And don't look at your phone.
Get out of bed.
That is something that I know I need to work on because I am usually, I like to sleep. It's hard for me to get up in the morning. So I hit snooze all the time, like 5 times. I'm hitting it, and that is a habit I know I need to break.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Here's another sleep myth that, we always used to, I think most people know this by now, but booze. You've always heard the term nightcap.
Mm-hmm.
Well, our complements of our Whoop data, we know that every time we have a drink, our sleep, it could be
so
one
bad.
drink.
One drink. It just completely changes your data, and you can tell it is not good.
It's not good.
Yeah.
One of the other big sleep myths that I think we've uncovered is that you can catch up on sleep. If you go 3 or 4 days and your sleep's bad, well, you can just sleep for 10 hours and that'll make up for it. And the truth is that's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to start to implement healthy lifestyle patterns that allow us to sleep in enough time that we don't go off the cliff and start ending up with some of these negative issues. Sleep pills are okay. Ambien, any of these pharmaceutical products.
They're okay?
Hell no, that's the myth. Don't touch them.
The myth is that they're okay.
The myth is that they're okay.
Okay.
They are not. Anything where the warning is that you might accidentally drive a car and not be aware of it, that's some pretty bad juju.
Right.
So let's stay away from those.
Yeah.
Now, here's one of the interesting sleep myths that still is kind of, science is still a little, the jury's out on this one, is that napping is good for you. I know people who love a good power nap.
Yeah. People either love them or totally against it.
Yeah.
I'm the against.
I am too. But
not that I'm against it. It's just I don't feel good when I nap.
No.
I feel when I wake up from a nap, I feel like I am ill, like I'm sick, and I don't feel correct at all. I'd rather just go to bed early that night.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have people that I've talked to that love naps. They can do a 15 or 20 minute power nap. Here's my suggestion on this one. Love it or hate it, just really recognize how you feel on it. But what we found is that napping, if done properly, or meditation, if done properly, is very similar to a nap. So there's a lot of great apps out there that you can do a guided meditation.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're feeling really, tired, go sit outside for a little bit, do a guided meditation, and you might actually start to, feel the same benefits as you would from a nap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how do you break the stress sleep cycle? Now, for years I've talked to like biohackers who just do a bunch of crazy shit for this stuff. Whether it's shoving 150 milligrams of melatonin up your keister.
It is fun though.
It is fun. But so biohacking is not the answer. Bio-optimization is. And bio-optimization, as we've defined it, is really this constant feedback loop. where we use a solid foundation and small corrections to achieve lasting results. There is no quick fix for any of this, especially in sleep. There's no quick fix for anything. You can't quick fix your way out of a bad diet or poor lifestyle choices or bad sleep or anything like that. You got to do the work. And that's what bio-optimization is. In the realm of sleep, getting rid of the things that we talked about, like booze, Ambien, blue light, all of those things, like that's first and foremost. Like we have to create healthy sleep patterns.